Hey guys, Simmersdim Gaming here. It's time again. Tokyo Game Show has been and gone. I've managed to compile some screenshots and stuff from Tokyo Game Show, and I'm going to be doing another breakdown video. As always, let me know what you think in the comments below. Your feedback is very important, and it's nice to hear theories from other people about the upcoming remake. But without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about, let's talk about the characters. So at Tokyo Game Show, they revealed a lot of screenshots of Ada Wong, and as you can see right off the bat, her costume is very different. Personally, I quite like this. Here's Ada from the original Resident Evil 2. As you can see, her outfit was a little bit interesting, but right now, the outfit that she's got in the remake, I think suits her, because she's a very mysterious character, and the addition of the shades as well make her that little bit more mysterious. So I think this is a good change, another definite good costume change. Moving on to this new screenshot of Ada, as you can see, she has a different pistol. In the original Resident Evil 2, she had a Browning high power, just like Claire. But what I can see from this, I did some searching on the internet, the only pistol I could find, it's not a Walther PPK, but it's a Mauser HSC. And the reason why I believe it is because of these design features, as you can see on the pistol. Here's a picture of an actual Mauser HSC. As you can see, it has the magazine, which has a kind of flared lip on the end of the actual magazine. It's got wooden furniture on the pistol grip, and as you can see as well, the fire selector is exactly the same. So I believe it's a Mauser HSC. Interesting choice from Capcom to choose this, because it's quite an obscure gun. That being said though, the theme in Resident Evil 2 I suppose is obscure German firearms, as Leon does have a HK VP70, which again is a very obscure firearm. But let's move on to another point which I'm going to talk about from Tokyo Game Show. Still on the subject of characters, we're going to talk about Marvin. Now, I'm really happy to see this screenshot, because everyone knows in the original Resident Evil 2 he doesn't really have a big part, which is kind of annoying, because in Outbreak he has a massive part in Outbreak File 2 on the Desperate Times scenario. But I digress, because I love that game so much. But yeah, as you can see, here's Marvin, still looking wounded, which is a given because when you meet him he's wounded, but he's actually up and about, and by the looks of things he's got a Remington shotgun. So hopefully we might see either Marvin unfortunately go down in a blaze of glory, or he might actually help the characters out. Let me know what you think is going to happen with Marvin. Personally, I'd like to see him about for a little bit longer. I do think he's still going to die though, because he is quite mortally wounded. Hopefully you don't have to blow his head off like you do in the original game. But like I said, let me know what you'd like to happen. Will he go down in a blaze of glory, or will he be more of a support character that actually lends more of a hand? This brings us nicely onto the subject of William Birkin. Now as you can see here, we do see more of William Birkin. We actually see quite a bit more of William Birkin in Tokyo Game Show. Now again, he is technically the main bad guy in the entire game, which is good, so it is nice to see more of him. So here you can see that Leon is actually fighting him as well, because originally you only see Claire fighting him, so it kind of made it seem like Claire was the one that was going to be fighting Birkin. But it's nice to see that he does still encounter both characters. Now one of my absolute favourite points from Tokyo Game Show on the remake was we get to see a new form of Birkin. We don't get to see his final form, which is good. I don't think they should show that. I think they should keep that for a surprise at the end of the game. But here we can see his Birkin's kind of mid-form, so it's actually pretty cool to see that they've kind of kept it the same, but basically just updated the graphics. Now the other new enemy they announced at Tokyo Game Show was the classic zombie dog. These guys look awesome. I like the fact that they are still Dobermans, because that's normally, I'd say in the 90s, apparently a lot of police forces would use Dobermans, or that was kind of stereotypically the dog that was shown in TV shows and films and stuff. So it's nice that they've actually kept them. They look totally mangled, they look really ravaged, and I think they look absolutely amazing, and they're going to be a really difficult enemy. I can't wait to come up against some zombie dogs, and I'm going to predict that I'm going to die quite a few times against them. This now brings me to the final part of the video, and this is, let's talk about the locations that they've shown. So the first screenshot, as you can see here, is Leon probably telling Ada to wait. Hopefully he does say that. I really want him to say that, because keep up the continuity, right? But yeah, I digress. So here you can see the prison area. So this looks remarkably like the holding cells from Resident Evil 2, where you meet Ben. Now I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Technically, it's not backtracking to the character section, because they haven't actually announced Ben, and we haven't seen anything about him. But he, again, is quite a pivotal character in Resident Evil 2. He's actually the narrator at the start of Resident Evil 2, which explains the mansion incident. So I think we are going to see him soon. I don't know when. I don't know if they're going to leave it again for another surprise when we actually play the game. But it would be really nice to see his character, because again, he's another fan favourite. For example, I play as his character skin on Resident Evil Outbreak all the time. Now moving on to another screenshot, which actually shows Leon and Ada's journey taking them outside back into the streets of Raccoon City. This obviously isn't at the start of the game, because you don't meet Ada until partway through the game. As you can see as well, you can see Gun Shop Kendo, which makes me stupidly happy. I actually made a video on whether we're actually going to see Robert Kendo and Gun Shop Kendo. Now this actually now answers my question, which kind of makes that video invalid, but hey, if you want to go watch it, the link is in the description below. One thing that's going to be interesting about Gun Shop Kendo appearing at this portion of the game, at the start of the original Resident Evil 2, that's when you go into it, and that's when you get the shotgun. But at this point in the game, Leon already has the shotgun, or maybe Claire will have the shotgun if her story leads her out to Gun Shop Kendo. But the interesting thing of that is going to be, what are you going to find in Gun Shop Kendo? Because again, you just find the shotgun or the bowgun and some ammo. Are you going to find custom parts here? I think it'll be a little bit of a waste if you don't find custom parts here, or at least a new gun. Maybe that's where you'll find the Uzi. This is the final screenshot of the video, guys. As you can see, Leon and Ada's journey leads them down into the sewer system. Now this sewer system looks exactly the same as the sewer system underneath the RPD, which is quite cool. I like how they've kept it the same. Again, it just looks like a nice graphical upgrade. So that's going to be quite interesting to see if we fight giant spiders, because obviously they are quite apparent in the sewer system in Resident Evil 2. Also remember, this is the part of the game, the original game that is, where Leon jumps in front of Ada and takes a bullet for her. Now that's true love for you folks, but I wouldn't recommend taking a bullet for anyone, because that would really hurt. But yeah, so this is the part of the game where that happens. So it'll be interesting to see if the timeline is exactly the same. But yeah, we'll see if Leon gets a nice bloody bandage over his really nice RPD police officer uniform. But yeah, that is about it, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And let me know your theories as well. Will the timeline be kept exactly the same or not? Will we see Ben? Will Marvin have a bigger role as well? I'd love to have your feedback. And let me know how I did in this video, because I'm still learning how to make these videos.